Well, the turkey's still in the pond and it's filling up nice. And some big old bucks around here on this boggy ridge. And the little animals, they're doing well too. Welcome, friends. Welcome to the foothills of the Smokies, another chapter of As the Ridge Turns here in East Tennessee. It's a dreary, rainy morning, but boy, we needed the rain, and we've got a lot of it too. I hope y'all doing well. Winter's on its way. It's just a matter of time. Such beautiful ridge. You can see the pond here. We've had over 2 inches of rain here last Saturday, and we're going to get some more, so it's filling up nicely. Animals are really enjoying it. So relax and let's just see what stepped in front of the cameras this week. So let's get started. Here on a foggy morning up on this ridge, big old buck moving through. I know what they're doing. They're looking for these does, following them around. These does, they're moving around too. They know these bucks is following them. They just waiting on the does. But that's just their nature. That's the way it is. And all sorts of bucks in here. There's a big old spike. But he can't compete with them big bucks. They just mosey around the woods. There's a little 3-point. And there's a little old spike, little bitty, right in the camera. And there's a beautiful woodpecker. Rare glimpse of that. But here's a really rare glimpse of a pleiadic woodpecker. I've been trying to get one of them on cameras, but that's the best I've got. Rare to catch. And you can see the deer. They've got their winter coats on, most of them. They're still changing over though. And there's little old birds. They're working hard in these rocks, trying to find up. And here's little old Chucky. He's wet. But he's still working. Up at the rock, it's a lonely place during the day. Look here. Moving around, old Yeller moving through. But that's it about during the day. And out on the ridge, deer just moseying along these trails. Most of these little old fawns, mommy's left them for the time being. They're with these bucks. And they just mosey around. Wonder where mommy's at. But they'll get used to it. Down at the pond, there's a doe. Still got a spawn with it. They're going to get a taste of winter. Beautiful little animal. And there's a newcomer at the pond. There's a cat of some kind. Haven't seen him before. And on the other camera, the deer just loving this pond. You can see it's got water in it. Coming up good. But guess what? Them turkeys really love it. They come down by the gang load. Big old flock of turkeys. And they just scratch around all day long. They love this. It's so relaxing to watch them too. These are mostly Big Tom, Jake, the Bachelor group. They usually don't hang with the hen. Just a big bunch of toms. Beautiful big birds. But you ain't gonna walk up on one, that's for sure. Come evening, the old coon's coming down early off the den trees, but he's watching for something. But they got their rounds to make. And you liable to see them anywhere. And there's old Willie, looks like, out in the woods. Yeah, that looks like old Willie on a wet night. Old wet possum. And they're still looking for them acorns. But they're getting very thin and far in between. But they still try. And there's old Stripe. He's looking around them acorns too. And their old big buck looking for acorns. But he sees that camera, spooks him. But there's what they look out for. Old Coyotes. They just follow these animals around. There's a little old Spike right in the camera. There's the log. There's old Stripe moving through. And it looks like Rocky too moving through there. The little old field mice, they out doing their thing too. Everything's getting ready for winter. And up at the rock, there's old Chub. Chubby's going under the rock. He's going to call it an evening. There's old Stripe. But that looks like Spike there, where his tail is. I don't know if that's Spike or not, but he's going under the rock too. That looks like old Stripe for sure right there. He's gathering up leaves. Just gathering up leaves or scratching for bugs or something. He's just moseying around. And there's old Chubby again. He's coming back in, going under again. They just come and go up from under this rock. And there's old, look at this, coon. They going under that rock too. There's a party going on under there, ain't they? As long as they don't bother old Dirty Dan. And up on the ridge, deer seem awful nervous tonight. Of course, we know why. Old Coyotes is out following them around. And on a rainy night, there's old Fred the fox moving through. Foggy night. And old coon. Even what he can get into on a foggy night. See that fog moving through on this ridge top. And there's old Sidewinder. Bless his heart, moving through. I hope he does okay. A big old buck moving up the ridge. Down at the pond, it's check-in time for the coons. They love it. And the deer do too. They just take turns here. But they can't enjoy it long, because the coyotes is right after them. and they run everything off. So that's all I got at the pond. But you can see come daylight, the pond's filling up nicely, and the animals love it. Out in the woods, the old young bucks is still just browsing along come daylight. Another day unfolds here, and them little old young fawns, they're grown up, but they're about on their own. But it's time for the squirrels. But they're into everything here on a wet morning. And they're watching out too. But they got work to do. They got nuts to pack. But sometimes I think they just show out front of the camera. But they gotta hide them nuts. They got so much to do. Well, that's just what stepped in front of the cameras this week. Hope you enjoy these little videos of nature. So I want to thank you all for watching. God bless every one of you, and I'll see you next time.